This is going to be part 2 of the video where we're restoring Nakamichi MR-2. In this video, we're gonna put everything together and test its operation.
So I decided to free a little bit of these cables and cut some of the zip ties, because it was very hard to actually do it when it's all bundled together. So now I decided I'm gonna just do one by one. For example, this is gonna be installed like here, or maybe I'll start with the very lower, the bottom part is the volume, or sorry, yeah, the record control board. So that's definitely, because it's hard to aim when everything is bundled. Okay. Okay, so something like, wow, it's so not easy. Okay, so my suggestion would be definitely to unbundle all this. This very long self-topper goes in here. Okay, now it's going to be much easier, so let me check. Okay, this seems to be alright. So this is supposed to be self-topper or not? The screwdriver is barely magnetic, so it's not easy to hold the screw, because I try to demagnetize it as much as possible when working with cassette decks. Okay, so this board, no, it's not there yet. So self-toppers go into the plastic, and threaded screws go into the, well, self-topper threaded as well, but okay, now I still cannot figure out where and how this is supposed to be attached. It's like a big puzzle for me. Unless it's just resting here. How are you supposed to be attached? Just like here? Okay, let me try. Screw this in and see how this is gonna end up. Oh, it's clearly working. So this little piece goes like this and secured through the front. Now we can attach this. I don't know, maybe I'll do next. No, this board is very big. It's much harder to deal with. Should I start installing these bits and pieces? No. Let me finish on this side first. I wonder Maybe I should install these guys. Yeah. Because it will be harder to kind of work with it when it is. It's wrong. Let me see how this. Ah, I see. I was pushing it the wrong way. So I don't like these connectors because this is like very fiddly. Okay, this is in. And the last 3 is in now. We have to. Alright, so that's probably was easier like this. And then it's gonna wrap around. Okay, this little thingy, where that goes. How is it gonna be contained? Okay, so M3 bolts go in here in order to secure this board. Well, at least according to the diagram, not my memory. My memory doesn't serve me because I don't remember where I put. Again. So another M3 goes in the bottom. So to secure this board. Okay, so this board is secured. Okay, there's another L1 goes in here to secure this board. Alright, everything seems to be working. So these things I will put at the very last. So this is output pot and the bias pot. Okay, this is working. Alright. Okay, so I think here we are finished, except, oh no, we are not. So this has to be placed somehow. Oh shit, we're not easy. Should have probably done it first. Maybe it will be easy. Not like I need it per se. Oh, that was not that hard. So you just presses on. Okay, that's good. That was not that hard. Okay, now let's turn to the other side. Oh, I'm probably gonna do the same. I'm gonna cut this zip tie here because it's just in the way. Alright, it'll be so much easier now. Okay, let's start. Let's stop. Okay, so now we continue on the other side. So I have to put this button contraption in place. Now it's a bit easier when I detached it. So it is very important here to completely match buttons. So each micro switch over here is supposed to match the button here. So it's very critical. So now we're going to use these short screws in order to secure actually the button board. Again, when you do that, you have to make sure the contact is good. Them. Okay. Now I have to make sure that buttons have proper click. Okay, looks like we are good here. So let's continue. So next one gonna be, well, where does this came from? Oh shit, I didn't remember that. Okay, have to think about it. Because this is going over here, like so. Yeah, and securing this thing. So that's gonna go first because it looks like it's at the very, very bottom. Okay. So now let's install this output potentiometer. So this grounding should be attached to either here or here. I prefer on this side. So first we have to secure it without grounding. Oh, this is not easy. Okay, then I will properly wrap it. Next one is a timer board. Timer switch board is gonna go in here. Okay, and I'm gonna use. Well, I'm kind of running low in appropriate screws. Okay. We're good here, and the last one is this. So this is going to be using LO1 or the M3, like these guys, not self-toppers. This is all. Hey, hello. Oh, there is a latch here. That's why it doesn't. Okay. Right, so it's like this. One screw. Second screw. Now align it. Okay, so we are back. There's also those two connectors for the speed control board. It's very nice. They have nice connectors instead of like a whole bunch of soldered wires. Okay, that's good. So now we can try to run some tests to see if okay, so we assembled this one. It's nice and clean. Now we have to. So next step for me would be lubricating some of the parts of the mechanism, and I think we can put it all completely together after that. All right. So let me try and lubricate some of the mech parts. So for that, I'll be using this Teflon-based super lube. Okay, I'm gonna add it a little bit in this area. Where else do I see movement? In this area. In this area. Yeah, that's probably it. Yeah, I won't be able to reach this guy. Okay, that's enough. A little bit of lubrication. I'm gonna put this to the side. I'm not gonna touch the tape mech anymore. I think it's good for now. Okay. The next step for me would be to actually put this one back in here. So tape mech goes back in. He also decided to lubricate this worm gear, and for the plastics I think it's better to use a silicone based lubricant like this one, MG Chemical one. I'm gonna add a little bit here. Then I'm gonna wipe the excess. Okay. Because potentially synthetic grease might affect plastic this time. Okay, so let's place this thing back. Also, I'm wondering. Okay, so before I actually put everything together, I decided to give it a test. Just make sure you're not shorting anything with those side panels, because for example here it's very easy to short stuff. Alright, so for example, let's remove this. Okay, you make sure you're not shorting anything anywhere when you're conducting tests like this on the fly. Okay. Okay, so now I decided to do some audio tests. So I have this Garavi Sokak tape, my favorite test tape, and let's just do it.
Okay, so here's the music. Seems to be playing fine. Okay, let's try some. I have an AC/DC album. Let's see how that's gonna work. Seems to be playing quite fine. Alright, I think tape Mac is in good condition. Okay, check. I think we're good on this front, so now I can safely put tape Mac back in and we continue testing. So now after we tested that tape Mac is working, let's put it back together. So for this, we have to obviously disconnect everything. It's shut down completely. Now we have to make sure we slide it. So it's obviously very easy to do when the and this front is a little bit loose, so it's like much easier to play. Oh, you know what, when you do all this, please don't forget about that. That's very important, because it's supposed to go, the counter belt is supposed to go behind this wheel, right? So that's the counter belt where it attaches to, so it has to be here. Before you put it on, well, you can technically do it when it is inside, but it'll be much harder. So don't forget to do that. So now just slide this thing forward, making sure you're not hitting any kind of and snagging anything along the way. Okay, on this side we are fine. On this side you have to be very careful. Okay, I think we are good. Not yet. There's something is interfering. Alright, so this, where do you use this catching nut? Alright, this washer. Okay, the washer which just catches, so we have to like okay, so this is secure, so now it's gonna be standing right there in place. So now we have to put counter belt on. Okay, our counter belt is on. Now there is another screw like that, not screw. Yeah, another screw like that should be. I'll get a few of them. I think should be another shorty like that somewhere. Did I lost it somewhere? Okay, can find it. I thought it was two of these kinds, but anyway, it should be another one at the bottom, because so far, right now it's just wibbly wobbly, which is not good. Okay. Just heard something bouncing. Oh no, that was just this. I'm also curious if I would be able to put the beauty plate like here through the opening. Yes, I would be able to. This is good news. Let's just sit there for now. Now let's try to secure the bottom of the tape Mac. It's just hanging for now. Should be 2 more screws with the like this. Okay, so tape Mac has been secured. Now there is one more left of these guys, and I do not 100% remember where it's supposed to be going. I think now it's time to secure front. Okay, in order to secure front, you have to use yet another self-topper. Okay, it was easy. Okay, now this side is easy too. Let's grab one of these. Okay, that was just 2 screws. There are 2 more, or at least 1 more right here. I think this one. I don't remember where this one with grabber goes. Okay, so this is secure. There is also one right here, the big one, to secure this board from flopping around. So right here. Oh, it's just with these wires, isn't it? Okay, so now this board won't be flopping in the breeze. So technically, the whole stuff is put together. Okay, so obviously the strain relief and bundling cables are going to be done at the very, very last moment. But so far, we are assembled it to the point it can be tested. I don't like how this turned out to be a little bit crooked, actually. I don't know why. Hope I don't have to like go into it. Why would it be crooked? Oh shit, something wrong. Okay. Oh shit, that was a bad idea. Did they just kill it? Huh. This is too long. Oh, this is not cool, Misha. Uncle Misha, what did you do?
Looks like Uncle Misha did a mistake here and used too long of a screw that damaged bias potentiometer. In next little while I found the appropriate screw and finished the assembling of the front panel of the Nakamichi MR-2. Okay guys, after long figuring out where every screw goes, I finally did it. So I put everything in one shape, put everything together, figure out over here that this longer screw is actually pushing into this potentiometer and screwing it, or screwing it literally. So I fixed that problem using the shorter screw. So at this point I have to run two particular tests. One will be the speed calibration test, another would be level test. So for this I'm gonna use my first homemade cassette tape, then the more professional made tapes. So for the speed calibration I'm gonna be using my fluke multimeter. I'm gonna switch it into AC and Hertz mode. Then I'm gonna connect it to quarter-inch headphone jack, and I'm just gonna plop it straight into headphone like that. And let's see what is our speed. Alright, so looks like we are running too slow. Let me adjust the speed. So speed potentiometer is right here, so it's very easy to adjust. You don't have to go anywhere in the motor or something. This little trim potentiometer, we're gonna make it 3000. Okay. But I have also a little bit more advanced cassette tape made by duplication.ca. This time let me try that. It is running too fast now. Interesting. Maybe my homemade calibration cassette cannot be trusted. Let me adjust it back. It's 3150. Let me tweak it. Something to this extent. Okay, let's stop this. So now we have our level calibration test tape from the same duplication.ca, and let's try this. It's showing 315 Hz obviously, but it doesn't matter. What's important here is the level shown on the meter. And the level shown on the meter is actually within the +3 range. So I need to figure out if this cassette deck is running too hot or this calibration tape is not good as well. And for this, I will be using this made by A&T. It's a calibration cassette, and let me try it. So after I figured out that any other cassette are playing fine, let me try this. And do stop, checked. At first it's gonna go through. Okay, level is fine. So this is the one channel is showing +0, sorry 0, another is a little bit too low. This is interesting. I think now it's supposed to be a level calibration, and it's all over the shop. It doesn't pick up 10 kilohertz for some reason. Not level, azimuth calibration. So probably we need to check our azimuth here.
Oh, you know what? Well, yeah. Let's try level again. I forgot, this is type 2 cassette. Okay, that's pretty much nothing changed. So this is type metal, this is type 2, this is type 1. Nothing really changes here. Okay, now we have our azimuth calibration. So probably we need to recalibrate azimuth and recalibrate the level for this cassette deck. So we're gonna go through complete calibration procedure, but so far I need also find the speed calibration. Okay, finally I have found the, because it's a whole list of different frequencies, finally found 3 kilohertz 3 kilohertz track, okay. So, but I also found very interesting thing. Look at this, we are playing it and it's showing all over the shop data, but look at this. I'm gonna touch the chassis and now it is spot on. So I think we have a little bit of a shielding issue. So I believe these lights, which actually around me, probably causing some sort of RF interference with the thing. So in order to actually play this calibration stuff properly, I might need to put it back in the case because it doesn't have protection in the bottom. I removed the plate, bottom plate, and the case is removed as well. So as you see, now it's all over the shop. Okay, I don't know what's happening really. Looks like we have some kind of grounding issue here. Yeah, all right. Okay, so, but we're certainly sure that our speed, we may even make sure this is actually on par with NT cassette. I think that's going to be as good as we can get. Also, let's see the range of the plate trim. Alright, so this is the slowest, this is the fastest. Alright. Okay, I think at this point I will be stopping this part of the video. Oh no, I'm wrong. Let me do also recording test. It's very important to see if this thing records properly, because playback seems to be okay. Levels are consistent right here. It's supposed to be, they are recorded at minus 12 dB. And it is showing roughly at around minus, like around a little bit less than minus 10. So this is actually fine. Alright, so I have prepared the TDK SA and switched the deck into type 2 mode. And also I'm using my LG phone with the generator app. So let's just crank it up. Okay, it is generating some signal. It's 440 Hertz signal, and put it into the rec mode. And really hard to see, but we are recording at 0 dB. So yeah, because the lights are so strong, let me shut down this light, maybe it'll be more visible. It'll be more visible, okay. Put it back on. And let's just record it. Alright, we have recorded a little bit. So I noticed also that I have issue with the counter. It needs a little nudge in order to get going. So probably we need to look into that as well. Okay, let's just stop it and rewind it. Shut down this guy and play. Yeah, you see, it doesn't really work when you start it, but when you did give it a little nudge, it goes. So yeah, we have to look into this. So here's our playback. We're gonna shut down the light, and as you see, which is kind of sucks, but one channel is way lower than another. I'm gonna run a few more tests off camera to understand if this is the problem just with this particular cassette, or that's actually a problem. So remember I mentioned to you that I messed up with this potentiometer. There is a potentially problem that the bias potentiometer is busted, and the resistance is some kind of weird resistance. It would be very sad if I actually damage this potentiometer, because I haven't run any recording tests obviously prior to doing that, so I don't know. So that could be false positive, but I need to double check the resistance of this potentiometer in every mode to make sure I didn't destroy it. If I destroyed it, I have to find a suitable replacement, which is obviously going to be not easy, as this is quite rare, and especially like what's rare here is the dead end. So this potentiometer has the center dead end. So even if I find a suitable replacement, it may not have central dead end. So that's very, very, very rare to find, yeah, unless you're gonna pull it out from another busted unit. Okay, let me run some tests and I'll tell you conclusion. Okay, I'm gonna shut down the light. All right, so yes, clearly we see a level difference in levels here, but the overall level is a bit lower than it's supposed to be. So it did not record properly 440 Hertz. So I need to tweak the bias, but we clearly see the difference in levels. So in the conclusion, clearly we have a problem. So first of all, before I continue to calibration, I have to figure out what's up with the level differences. All right, so I have to see, so troubleshooting will be in a part 3, because this video already getting too long, so please stay tuned for part 3. But in part 3, we have to figure out why there is a record level difference. We have to trace all the way from the input all the way to the recording head and see where is the difference and what causes the difference. And then after that, I'll have to do proper calibration, including azimuth in record level, playback level, and level meter calibration, and so on and so forth. So guys, please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and please stay tuned for another video where I'm gonna finish with this Nakamichi MR-2 cassette deck. Thank you for watching, stay safe, and ciao.